Kelly Hushin. I'm the editor of the eTail blog, and I'm here at eTail Europe in London. And we were trying to get some of the great scenery in our shot here, but it didn't work out for us, so we'll just have to show you it later. But we have Big Ben and the London Eye behind us. It's a beautiful day. And Milton Pedraza here just gave a speech about how you can differentiate your brand based on your sales professionals and empowering them and mobilizing them. And it was a great talk. So thank you so much, Milton, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Milton is the CEO of the Luxury Institute. And so Milton, why don't you just tell us a little bit about where kind of the inspiration for this presentation came from? Why is it that you decided to talk about this particular topic today?
Well, because we see that a lot of the mobilization, if you will, of retail is happening with the customer, automation, or on the website, or in terms of buying digitally. But we also see a tremendous opportunity in mobilizing the sales teams to provide just as much information to the sales teams as we provide to the customers so that they can build great customer relationships and increase customer retention and profitability.
So when you say mobilize the sales professional, what do you mean exactly?
Well, we've seen the way that Apple has given a mobile device to every single person who is on the sales floor. And that allows them to do exchanges, transactions, collect data through a mobile device. We think that that is a great start, and that is what you can do at the in-store experience level. But there's also, when the stores are empty or when the stores are less full, by having a mobile device and by having a set of customers, sales professionals can then go out and do relationship building, clienteling. They can reach out to customers with personalized offers, with opportunities. They can really nurture the relationship in a way that, frankly, the algorithms that we use in data mining, the predictive models, can't do because they're not as good as human beings at determining what people really want and really need.
How can we be sure that our sales professionals are capable of doing this? What is going to be the pushback, would you say, from some retail institutions? Might they say, well, I don't trust my sales professional to just be sending emails to the customer?
Well, I think there are two things. The first thing is that you need to really hire carefully. You need to select people into the company who share your customer-centric values. Not everyone shares those values. Some people are very selfish. They're not very proactive. They need to work in different types of jobs, not retail. So you need to select carefully. And then the second thing is education, and probably with another E, empowerment. You need to empower people, and you also need to compensate them. You need to pay them well and give them bonus incentives to collect data, to contact the customers, to earn the trust of customers. So not so pushy that they really annoy the customers, but proactive enough that they really develop good relationships.
Why do you think this hasn't been a focus in the past? It seems something almost natural that retail, especially luxury retail institutions, would want to be doing right off the bat. Why hasn't it been done?
I think two things. I think number one, that it's much easier to create a technology app than it is to motivate human beings or to hire them in a very selective sort of way. So human beings are a lot more complex. Technology is a little more stable and more finite. So I think that is one reason. The other reason is that, as one of the gentlemen pointed out, they're trying to take the friction and the pain of the in-store experience out, and I think that makes perfect sense, first and foremost, so that customers can have information, they can see what's in the back, etc. However, what that does is it really empowers salespeople to have more time to serve those customers who do want to be served or who are special. So I think they're not mutually exclusive, but they work together very well to automate the experience for the customer, do it yourself in the store, and mobilize and empower the sales professional to provide a better experience for the customer as well. They're not mutually exclusive, and in fact, they will interact with both automation and people in the store, these customers, so that you need to optimize both.
We're here in London. We're at an eTail Europe event. We're dealing with a lot of European retailers. I'm sure that your business deals with lots of international retailers. What would you say is different about retailers here, luxury retailers in particular, and how they are going to receive this advice? Do you think that they are better or worse at this idea of empowering and mobilizing the sales professional?
Well, I think there's two things. Unfortunately, I think that the U.S. does lead in terms of customer service, and that's because it has very demanding Darwinian consumers. They are in your face, they are very demanding, and therefore the retailers have adapted to that much more easily. Whereas I'm stereotyping, but I think European consumers are a little more passive, a little less reactive when they get poor service. However, I think on the other side, the European retailers sell to multi-countries, multi-cultures. They sell around the world. They're a lot more advanced in that regard. So I think that they can take some of this mobilization and even the relationship building, because they're losing a lot of opportunities. For example, I may be an affluent consumer who shops in London or in Paris, but I live in Shanghai or I live in Mumbai. Mobilization actually will allow you to implement this a lot better for consumers who live overseas, who are far away. And I think that will allow you, I think seeing that opportunity, the Europeans, some of the Europeans at least, might react faster to mobilize their sales team to create customer relationships abroad.
Right. So what's the first step that retailers should take in moving towards a strategy that empowers and mobilizes their sales teams, especially if they're hearing this right now and thinking, God, I really have so far to go in order to do this?
Well, I think the first easy step is to do what Apple did. Mobilize the systems, put them into a mobile device, give those mobile devices to your sales professionals, test your way into it, maybe you do a few pilot stores, learn, and then scale it up. So I think you have to put those mobile devices with a minimum amount of functionality into the hands of those sales professionals, and then iterate your way through. It's not a one-shot deal. You don't do it all at once. It is really more of a testing and learning kind of approach, but you need to get out there and do it. There's no substitute for that.
And do we have any data or any advice that this works? Does it really bring more money into the bottom line when we do this with our sales professionals?
Yes, we do. We have it without the use of mobile devices. We have the fact that the more consumers, as we showed in the presentation, who say they have a relationship with a salesperson, and they tend to give much more of wallet share of the dollars they spend in the category when they have a relationship. So if you can increase the number of consumers who say they have a relationship, who actually have a relationship with a sales professional, you know that you can probably increase your sales dramatically too, because those people who have a relationship tend to spend a lot more with you. So we've proven it even without the use of mobile devices. When you make that a lot more efficient and a lot less friction into that relationship building process, then I think you can see that the numbers will work.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of this with us, Milton, and I really hope that people take it to heart and try to implement some of these strategies, or at least start to explore them, because it's interesting how many people, I think, are not focusing on this right now. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you.